product visuals. So up until now, we've created a logo and a value poster for a brand. We've created brand persona visualizations, and now we're going to visualize what does their products look like. So we can do this in many different ways, but again, we're going to use Firefly as it is a free AI generator, image generator that you have access to through your AI, through your Adobe subscription. So we're going to look into these product visuals, and I have, of course, supplied you with this description of the brand and description of the different products. So if you go down here, you'll find that for each of the different personas, there are a number of products. So for instance, for Magnus, you'll find that there is a jacket. He is the outdoor enthusiast. And there is also a pair of pants. And there is, I think that's actually it. But what we need to do now is we need to figure out how to visualize these, and you'll see that there are many different things here. There is a description of what it is, a waterproof lightweight shield jacket. There is also some materials, there is design elements, there is sustainability features, there is some needs for the target persona. So we could start with just copying everything. Basically, what I would do here is I would take this and perhaps all the way down to sustainability features like this and press Command C, and now I've copied all of this. So let's see what that generates if we go into Firefly. So basically, I'm going to use all of this as a prompt. There is a lot, but let's see what happens if I do this. So this is probably going to be okay. So you can see that there is actually a lot of these things here that is right. I have the jackets here. I would actually perhaps go in and delete some of this. And yes, I think there is definitely some of this that is working well. However, I think that these jackets here, and I've just made a couple of different versions of it. By the way, if you feel like yours is not showing exactly like mine, where you can see previous versions, you can always go in here. I think it's this one, or is it this one? Where I can press and see if I want to see everything. Maybe is it this one? I think I remember where I pressed it last time, but apparently, so this is, you'll be able to press some buttons up here, probably just like mine. So I could perhaps narrow it down a little bit. If I just took the first part here, for instance, let's say I took all of this and removed it, you can always check out and see what it does if it's a different thing here. So right now it's actually giving me some other designs, and they're not actually that different. So for a product shot like this, what I would probably prefer is something like this. So perhaps I need to add this to my prompt here. I could say on a white background like this. And this is shot on a white background. Let's see if I can get to a point where it's actually doing that. It seems to have a little bit of issue with this, and this is probably because when you do something like this, different parts of the design process will sort of be weighed depending on how much of the prompt it is. So if I delete some of the prompts here, let's say I say a waterproof lightweight shield jacket designed for outdoor enthusiasts who want functionality without compromising sustainability, and then just add here shot on a white background, it should actually generate something. Yes, so now it's a little bit more like what I wanted. I'm actually going to say portrait here just to sort of show you what I would prefer, perhaps something that is showing the jacket a little bit more. It also allows, actually, funnily enough, this allows for the hood to appear. Somehow this is also sort of represented here. So, but let's say I like one of these jackets, I will just use this one to upscale and use that as a product shot. Um, Maybe I want to see a character with this one, so I could go down here and say a young Nordic man, rugged look, wearing. So let's just say what happens if I do that. Okay, so now I get the character here, and because the head is there, then it kind of cuts off the jacket, which is not exactly what I wanted. So I will just say, let's see if I can go even further with this one. I can't actually choose another version of this. But what I could do is I could say full figure of a young Nordic man. So now I get to see the full figure here actually. And I think this is actually even better. So let's just say that I want this product shot here. All I need to do now is say upscale. And now I have a product shot. Going from this, of course, I could go into something like Photoshop and change the colors. I could even go in and change the product a little bit if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm actually just going to let it be exactly like it is here. So I'm just going to say download. Actually, you know what? I am going to go in and change it just a little bit just to show you some of the features of Photoshop that you can do. So again, using AI's Photoshop, I can open up Photoshop like this. Then I can say open, and I'll just find the latest picture that I made. It was this guy here. And I'm just going to download it here. So from this, I'm not going to go through a full description of what you can do in Photoshop. There is a lot of tools, and you'll get to know how to use all of them during your technology classes. But one of the main features that has been added lately is the feature of generative AI, and this is actually fairly simple. What I can do now is I can go in here, for instance, with my selection tool, and I can say, actually, you know what? I want to remove that one there. I can just press generative fill. If I don't type anything, it will automatically assume that I want to remove whatever is there, and it will use the rest of the image as sort of a prompt for what should be there. So I will just press this. And voila, then it's gone. I will do the same for the other one. Like this, generative fill, generate. And now I have a really cool jacket. And so the last thing I actually want to show you is how perhaps you could change the colors of this. And I'm not going to go too much into detail, but just a very quick version of doing it is using the object selection tool, which is again actually also using, it's actually using AI to identify what might be a product inside this. So I will need to press my background layer here, because this is where the jacket is. And if I have this one turned on, if this one is rotating, then you just need to let it stop rotating. And then you can see if I press here, it is actually able to find specific projects in here. And let's just see if I can. I can't get it to actually select anything but this guy, but I'll just do it like this. And then I will take another selection tool which is this one, the quick selection tool. And as you can see right now, it has a plus there, and that means that it is adding to the selection. If I press this one here, it will subtract from the selection. And I can also change the brush size just a little bit. And now I can paint this guy here and say, I don't want to change this. Actually, I'm going to add again something to the selection, just this part here. And now we're kind of going around a little bit. This is annoying. So what you'll see here is, by the way, that I'm pressing some of the keys. This is the Option key on a Mac to help me remove the things that I need to remove. And then you can see here, if you look at the cursor, you'll see that I change whether it's a subtraction or an addition. You can also see it changing up here. And this is just me pressing the button here. If you look up here and see what's going on here, you'll see that I'm pressing the button. And I will just remove the pants and the hands like this. And now I have selected the jacket only. So the last thing I'll do here is I will add an adjustment layer. And if I press this one here, I get to add different adjustments. And I'll just take this one called Hue and Saturation. And now I have a slider where I can change the colors. If I just move this layer up here, by the way, it will change the hue and saturation for everything. Let's just say I wanted a green jacket actually, or maybe a more red jacket. So there is a lot of more complicated ways of doing this, but now I've created a picture that is exactly what I wanted. And I'm just going to say export, quick export as JPG or whatever it says here. It will just export this into whatever folder you want it to be in. So I'll just press mine on my desktop, and there you have it. You have now created a product image.